Hey guys, we're here with our second battle of the NPL Trials, and we're going up against AdamTheBeesKnees. His YouTube link will be down in the description below. He's an awesome dude, so make sure you go check him out. But real quick, we'll go over the team he has. He has Mega Pinsir, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Alakazam, Doublade, Tangrowth, Alomomola, Manectric, and Hitmonchan. Our team, of course, is Mega Blastoise, Jirachi, Togekiss, Heracross, Arcanine, Tyrantrum, Rotom-Mow, Weezing, and Kecleon. Now, Adam has a very well-rounded team. Mega Pinsir is an incredible threat. He has that Tyranitar Excadrill Sand Rush core, the Regenerator core with Tangrowth and Alomomola, a fast electric type and Manectric, and a backup Rapid Spinner with Hitmonchan. A really fast, really good Revenge Killer with Alakazam, and an annoying wall with Doublade. So it's going to be a little bit hard to break down, but I think this is going to be the team to do it. So the first thing I put on this team was Monarch, our Tyrantrum, holding the leftovers with the ability Rockhead, has the moves Dragon Dance, Head Smash, Earthquake, and Substitute, with 56 HP, 252 attack, 4 defense, and 196 speed with the Jolly Nature. That amount of speed will be outspeeding the Alakazam at +1 if I get the Dragon Dance off. Alakazam is the fastest thing on his team, minus Sand Rush Drill, but I will never outspeed that unless I get up to at least 3 Dragon Dances. So I'm not going to try to worry about outspeeding that immediately. He has a Mega Pinsir, and this is the best way to deal with it. If I get up a Dragon Dance, I'll be outspeeding it and OHKOing it with Head Smash. In addition, he can't do much to me because Mega Pinsir's priority is Quick Attack, which is heavily resisted, and I'm very defensive naturally, so it's not going to be doing much. If he wants to OHKO me, it has to be with a close combat or a Earthquake, and even then, I still don't think it's an OHKO. It's a 2-hit KO for sure. But if I get up to the +1 Dragon Dance and I can kill it with a Head Smash, Substitute is just for backup, really. It's kind of if I get up a sub and a Dragon Dance, I'm pretty set to win. Earthquake instead of Dragon coverage, just because Earthquake is so I can hit the Excadrill and the Doublade, the two things that resist Head Smash. And those are two really good things to resist Head Smash. The Hitmonchan also resists Head Smash, but I don't really expect that to be coming. So worst case scenario, I can hit that with some Earthquakes as well. Up next, we have Leonardo, our Mega Blastoise, holding the Blastoisanite and the ability Mega Launcher, has the moves Water Pulse, Aura Sphere, Ice Beam, and Rapid Spin, with 248 HP, 244 defense, and 16 special attack, and a Bold Nature. The little bit of special attack is what I need to OHKO the Excadrill, max HP Excadrill with Water Pulse. So that is as defensive as I can get. This is my best Excadrill switch-in I have. I can take 2 Earthquakes and kill with a Water Pulse. I have to be at full health though. So I can't take 2 Earthquakes and Rock switch-in. So it's going to be kind of a pain, but really I just got to kind of stall out the sand turns. I got to kill the Tyranitar as fast as possible, which is why we also have Aura Sphere on this set. And the Ice Beam is mostly to be able to hit the Mega Pinsir as well as the Tangrowth, which would otherwise do a really good job of walling me. This set is walled a little bit by Alomomola, but I don't get coverage to hit Alomomola besides hidden power, so I'm not going to worry about it. Up next, we have Dimitri, our Kecleon, holding the Life Orb with the ability Protean, has the moves Knock Off, Stealth Rock, Shadow Sneak, and Drain Punch, with 248 HP, 252 attack, 8 special defense, Adamant Nature. This is the exact same EVs we actually ran last week against Young Master Legend, but different item and one different move. We had Drain Punch instead of Thunder Wave because I want to be able to hit that Tyranitar. Slowing some things down on his team would be nice, but at the same time, it's not necessary. And the Life Orb is just so we could be doing extra damage. We actually have Knockoff instead of Sucker Punch as well. But Shadow Sneak is for the sake of priority, and Knockoff is for the sake of getting rid of items. Stealth Rock is because I can't run it on Jirachi or Tyranitar, or not Tyranitar, excuse me, Tyrantrum, with the sets I'm running. So I had to bring Kecleon. Shadow Sneak is a really good way to kill off the Alakazam. It'll bring it down to the point where it's a 2-hit KO, most situations. It could even bring it down to its Focus Sash if it is sashed, but that all depends on the Alakazam set he's running. Knockoff is for the general, getting rid of items, and Drain Punch is to hit the Tyranitar. I really need to get rid of that Tyranitar as quickly as possible. So up next we have Hercules, our Heracross, holding the Choice Scarf with the ability Moxie, has the moves Mega Horn, Close Combat, Rock Slide, and Knockoff. With 80 HP, 252 attack, 4 special defense, and 172 speed. That amount of speed will outspeed his entire team in combination with our Choice Scarf. The only thing it won't outspeed is the Sand Rush Drill. Mega Horn is mostly to hit the Alakazam and the Tangrowth. Close Combat is to hit the Tyranitar and the Excadrill. Rock Slide is to hit the Mega Pinsir, although I really don't expect that to be my Mega Pinsir answer because this thing dies to a quick attack. So unless he gets greedy and goes for a return, or if he thinks I'm Sash or something along those lines, then only then will Rock Slide be able to take out the Mega Pinsir. And knockoffs for the general, getting rid of items. I'd really like to get rid of the Elemomola's leftovers as quickly as possible, which is why I have knockoff on this and Kecleon. I'm assuming it's going to have leftovers. That's what most run. Sometimes you'll see a Rocky Helmet set, but I'm really expecting a leftover set. Overall, this thing is just a killer of general things. It's Choice Scarf Moxie. You guys saw me use Choice Scarf Moxie with my Crocodile last season of the GPSL. So this is kind of a similar concept. Just outspeed things and try to kill some things. Up next, we also have a Choice Scarf Jirachi. So we have Superstar. Our Jirachi, holding the Choice Scarf with the ability Serene Grace, has the moves Thunderbolt, U-Turn, Drain Punch, and Shadow Ball with 204 attack, 252 special attack, 52 speed with a mild nature. That amount of speed with the Choice Scarf will be outspeeding his entire team. This is a mixed Jirachi. I don't have Steel or Psychic covered because nothing on his team is weak to Psychic, barring the Hitmonchan, and I really don't expect that to be coming. And the only things weak to Steel on his team is Tyranitar, which I can run Drain Punch to be able to hit that better. So, Thunderbolt is for the Alomomola and the Mega Pinsir. U-Turn is for Initiative. Drain Punch is for the Tyranitar and the Drill. Shadow Ball is for the Doublade. Really, I don't think he'll be expecting 2 Choice Scarf sets, so that's really beneficial as well. This will outspeed the Mega Pinsir, and it's probably my best way to kill it, because after a Rock Switch in, even if it's normal Pinsir, Thunderbolt will be killing. The only problem is that Alomomola is really bulky and is going to be taking those Thunderbolts for days. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. But up next, last but not least, we have Toro, our Rotom-Mow, holding the leftovers with the ability Levitate, has the moves Leaf Storm, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, and Volt Switch. With 248 HP, 252 defense, and 8 special attack with a bold nature. This is another really decent switch into the Excadrill. If it's not Mold Breaker, I'll be immune to the... If it is Mold Breaker, it's way less of a threat. But if it isn't Mold Breaker, I'll be immune to the Earthquake. I will resist the Iron Head, and the only thing he can really hit me with is Rock Slide. And I can cripple this thing with a Will-O-Wisp. Overall, this is my defensive switch-in. This is my best switch-ins to a lot of his physical attackers. I can Will-O-Wisp them to cripple them. Pain Split for recovery. Leaf Storm, mostly to hit the Alomomola, because... if it's weak enough, I can hit it with a Leaf Storm and kill it, and Volt Switch is for initiative. It's pretty cut and paste, Rotom-Mow, defensive set. So that is the team we are using for this battle up against AdamTheBeesKnees, and you guys should be seeing the battle right about now. I'll see you guys over at the battle later. Alright guys, looking at the team he brought, he has Tyranitar, Excadrill, Alakazam, Alomomola, Doublade, and Mega Pinsir. Pretty much what I was expecting to see. In terms of lead, I'm kind of expecting him to lead off with the Alomomola, because that's what he led off with the first match he had against Legend. He also has already battled Legend at this point, so I was kind of expecting the same lead. So I'm going to lead off with my Jirachi because it is Scarfed and I can get off some U-Turn initiative. So he's going to lead off with the Alomomola, and I'm going to lead off with the Jirachi. Now, I know Alomomola gets knockoff, and I don't want to take a knockoff on my Jirachi because having the Scarf on it is pretty much a win condition for me. So I'm going to go for a U-Turn. I'm going to go into my Rotom-Mow, expecting the incoming knockoff. Unfortunately, that is going to knock off our leftovers, but if I were to go into Blastoise here, I couldn't do much to him. We really wouldn't be able to do much. So he's going to knock off the leftovers on my Rotom. He's going to go for a Protect, kind of scout out what we're trying to do. And we're just going to go for a Volt Switch, get some initiative out. If he wants to go into Excadrill, that's okay, because we can switch into Blastoise easy. He doesn't have the Sand Rush up at the point, so that's okay. So we're just going to go for a Volt Switch. Once again, he's going to go for the Blade switch in. We'll Volt Switch out. We'll get some initiative. We're going to go into Blastoise because this is a good opportunity to get my Mega Evolution up. So that is indeed what's going to happen. We're going to go into our Blastoise, and we're gonna bluff the fact that we have Dark Pulse because we don't have Dark Pulse on this set. So we're going to Mega Evolve and go for a Water Pulse. I'm expecting the Alomomola to switch in here, but we could still get the Confusion, so that's okay with me. We are going to go for the Water Pulse. No Confusion, unfortunately, but that is alright. Now, I can get a pretty easy switch into my Rotom-Mow here because I do resist the Scald, and my item is already knocked off, so I won't be taking much. So he's going to go for a Scald as we go into our Rotom-Mow. Unfortunately, gets the burn, which is okay. Unfortunately, that just means we're going to be taking residual damage and not have a residual recovery because we have lost our leftovers. Now, it's pretty easy to just go for a Will-O-Wisp here because if he wants to go into the Doublade or the Excadrill, that's okay. It'll get burned. But he is, once again, just going to go for the Protect and scout out what we're trying to do. Now that he sees the Will-O-Wisp, I'm going to kind of expect him to go into the Doublade. So we are going to Volt Switch out on this turn instead. So we Volt Switch out. We're going to go right back into our Blastoise because it's the best thing I have for this. If he wants to start setting up, my Blastoise is defensive and it won't be taking very much from any hits that the Blade wants to deal out. So we are once again just going to go for the Water Pulse, and he's going to go into the Alomomola again. Hopefully we can get the Confusion this time, but unfortunately it doesn't happen once again. This is the first few turns of this match is pretty much just switching back and forth between Rotom and Blastoise and Doublade and Alomomola for him. So we're going to go right back into our Rotom as he goes for a Wish. I'm assuming he wants to Wish Pass over to the Doublade. Now, I thought the Doublade had more health here, so I figured it was safe to go for a Pain Split. So he goes into the Doublade, and we get off a Pain Split, but that's literally not going to do anything. Our health didn't move at all. So he's going to get the Wish up on his Doublade. And now, we can take a Shadow Sneak because we are defensive, so we're going to take the Shadow Sneak, and we're going to go for a Pain Split, get up a lot of health, and weaken the Doublade quite a bit. Now, we can pretty safely go for a Will-O-Wisp here because even if he wants to go back into the Alomomola for some reason, then it's burned and starts to take residual damage. We don't have any kind of Toxic on this set, so it'll be alright. But he actually reveals the rest. Now, this is actually a decently common Doublade set. It's Rest Talk, Shadow Sneak, and Swords Dance. So, I'm going to go for a Pain Split, get some of my health back as he's going to go for a Sleep Talk with his Doublade, and he ends up getting the Swords Dance, which is a little bit scary, but that's okay because our Blastoise is going to be able to take hits for days, and we can hit it with some Water Pulses. So we're going to go hard into the Blastoise. I don't want to Volt Switch out, just because I don't really want to kind of risk the Shadow Sneak potentially. So he's going to get a Swords Dance up on the next Sleep Talk, and on the next Sleep Talk he will wake up, so he is going to go for a Shadow Sneak. And that does almost no damage, which is awesome. That's a +4 to Blade, doing 29% with Shadow Sneak. We're going to go for a Water Pulse, get this thing down to quite a low amount of health. We're going to go for one more Water Pulse, but he's going to switch into the Alomomola. Once again, hoping for Confusion, but alas, we do not get it for a third time. That's okay, it's only a 20% chance, I'm not expecting it too much. So, the Alomomola is in now, and we're going to go hard back into our Rotom-Mow because it's the best answer I have to this thing. He's going to go for a knockoff. We're going to take almost no damage from that because we are defensive and we don't have an item. Now, this is a pretty good opportunity to just Volt Switch out once again. This time he's going to go into the Alakazam, however, which is awesome because if this thing was sashed, we just broke its sash, which is great. Now, we're going to Volt Switch out, and we're going to go into our Alakazam killer, being our Kecleon. And we're just going to go for a Shadow Sneak. No reason to over-predict, because Kecleon can run so many different moves. Maybe he's not expecting the Shadow Sneak, but unfortunately he is expecting the Shadow Sneak, and he's going to go right into his Alomomola, and it's going to take almost no damage from this Shadow Sneak. Now, we have to risk the burn here, because I really want to get rocks up eventually before that Mega Pinsir comes in. So, we're going to go for the rocks right here as he goes for the Scald, risking me getting burned, but he does not get the burn, and that's perfect. So we go for the Stealth Rock. Now that I'm a Rock type, though, the Scald is going to be super effective, so I could either Shadow Sneak and get rid of that typing, but I really don't want to risk the burn one more time. So we're going to switch right back into our Rotom Mow because it's our best Alomomola answer. Now, he's going to go for a Scald. We're going to take almost no damage from that, but this next turn we have to Pain Split because the burn damage is going to take us down to the point where it's going to hurt quite a bit. He goes for the Protect, and that is okay with me because we're going to go for the Pain Split. We're going to be able to live one more burn hit, and that's perfect. But he actually makes a really good play right here as he decides to go into the Doublade. Now, because the Doublade is at such a low amount of health, we're not going to get much back from the Pain Split, and we are going to die to the burn damage. So down goes Rotom Mow. A little unfortunate, but a really good play on Adam's part. There's not much I can do about that. So Rotom's going to go down, and this Doublade is really easily revenged. We're going to go into our Tyrantrum, though, and predict him to switch out so we can set up a substitute. Now, he's going to go into his Tyranitar, which is a little bit scary because that means the Sand is now up. We don't see an item, so it's not leftovers. So it could be Assault Vest, it could maybe even be Smooth Rock, and I really don't want it to be Smooth Rock. That would be bad. So we have the sub up, and we're going to go for a Dragon Dance. We're going to be able to do a lot of damage with this Head Smash now. He's going to go for a Crunch, break our sub, and that's okay because we are now outspeeding it for sure, and we are +1 attack. We have stalled out a couple of turns of Sand, and we're going to go for Head Smash. It's going to do quite a bit of damage. He's going to go for a Crunch. He does get the defense drop, which is, I don't know how to respond to that really. It's kind of not important at all, really. Because we will outspeed, we'll go for an Earthquake and kill off the Tyranitar with our Tyrantrum. So the biggest threat is out of the way because now, once this Sand ends, he doesn't get any more Sand for his Excadrill. Now, he is going to bring in the Excadrill right here, though, and I do not want to take an Earthquake. So we're going to go into our Heracross because it's not really doing much for my team. It is nice to have the Choice Scarf, but it's not going to be doing much for me. So we're going to go into the Heracross and trying to stall out the turns of Sand. Because right here, the Sand should have ended. So I was predicting me to... Oh my god, my stupid screensaver. So I was predicting me to be able to outspeed after this turn, but he does reveal that the Tyranitar was Smooth Rock. So we will not outspeed. The Excadrill is going to kill off our Heracross, which is a little unfortunate. But we can go into our Blastoise pretty freely here. If he wants his Excadrill to die, we can go for a Water Pulse. But he's going to go into his Alomomola, and the Sandstorm is now useless because he can switch into the Excadrill one more time, but then the Sand is going to be gone. So no more Sand Rush for the Excadrill, and that's perfect. We're down 5-4, but this match is definitely still winnable. Now, a really tough play I had to make here, because I can't risk anything being burned, and I can't stay with Blastoise because I'm not able to touch this Alomomola. So I have to switch into something and risk a burn. I decided it's got to be Tyrantrum, and he goes for a Scald, unfortunately does get the burn. Now, at this point, I really just have to kind of hope that he starts to over-predict with his Alomomola. So I'm just going to start going for some Dragon Dances. It's not the best play in the world, but it's the only play I have. He's going to go for a Scald one more time, get us down to a pretty low amount of health, as we're going to go for one more Dragon Dance, because it's the only way we're going to be doing decent damage to us, but he does predict correctly. Go for the Wish with his Alomomola. We will not die to one more burn hit, but he can very easily just go for a Protect. Get his Alomomola back up to full health, and our Tyrantrum is going to go down to the burn damage. So, great play on his part, a little unfortunate for us, but that is okay, because this match is definitely still winnable. I have that Choice Scarf Jirachi, and that's really what's going to help me win this game now. Tyrantrum is going to go down to the burn damage. He did a great job predicting me. It's no big deal. So we're going to go into our Jirachi. I don't expect him to be expecting the T-Volt, so we are going to go for the Thunderbolt, and because of our Serene Grace, we are going to get the Paralysis. And he's going to get Parahaxed on this turn, which is terrific. That's the best thing that could have happened. Now, I'm going to go hard into my Blastoise, expecting him to go into the Excadrill to be immune to the Thunderbolt. He obviously knows I'm Choice Scarfed because I revealed U-Turn. You don't have U-Turn on a non-Choice Scarf Jirachi, you just don't see it. So that is indeed what's going to happen. We're going to go hard into our Blastoise as he goes hard into his Excadrill. And now we have the upper hand. We are going to go for an Aura Sphere because it would be killing the Excadrill, and it's going to do more to the Alomomola switch-in. That's bound to happen. So we go for the Aura Sphere. And the Alomomola is going to take quite a bit of damage, but that's easily recoverable with its Regenerator ability. We're going to go for one more Aura Sphere, and it's going to get paralyzed, which is great, because now it'll die to one more Aura Sphere, so he'll have to switch out. So, predicting him to switch out into his Excadrill, I am going to go for a Water Pulse. But he decides to go into the Blade, hoping to be immune to the Aura Sphere, and we're going to go for a Water Pulse and kill off the Blade, which is perfectly fine. That's really great, too. So, we're down 4-3 at this point, but we're bringing it back. He's going to go into his Alakazam. And I don't really want to take a Psychic from this thing. We did see that he is Magic Guard. Most Alakazams are. So he's going to go for an Energy Ball to try to do super effective damage to our Blastoise. We're going to resist that with Jirachi. And we're going to be able to get a free U-turn off because he does not want to stay in and take a U-turn with his Alakazam. He's going to go right into his Excadrill as we go for the U-turn. And we're going to go right back out into our Blastoise because it's our best answer to the Excadrill at this point. So we can take an Earthquake very easily from this thing, and we can kill it with a Water Pulse. So we're going to take an Earthquake. Unfortunately, that's going to get Blastoise down to a pretty low amount of health, and we're going to go for an Aura Sphere just in case he wanted to switch into the Alomomola, and it's going to kill the Excadrill either way. Now, right here, he does get a free switch into his Alakazam, however, and I don't want to really overpredict with my Jirachi, so I'm just going to sack off the Blastoise. It's done its job. It won't be doing much for the rest of the match because he doesn't have anything to get rocks up, so I don't need it for spin, and it's not going to be very great against his last three members. So I'm going to sack off the Blastoise to get a free switch into my Jirachi and get a U-turn off. Right here I should have definitely Thunderbolted. That would have definitely made a great play in this game. But I'm just going to go for the U-turn, and I obviously have to go into my Kecleon. Now right here I believe I'm going to go for a... I want to say I want to go for a Shadow Sneak, but no, I go for a knockoff, that's right. I go for the knockoff, and it's not going to kill the Alomomola. I was really expecting that to do more damage, but that's okay. He's going to set up a Wish, and we can go for a Shadow Sneak, but what I ultimately decided to do is predicting him to go for the Protect. I'm just going to go into my Jirachi so I can start hitting him with some T-Bolts. Now, the Protect fails, obviously, because I switched, and he gets a good chunk of health back here. Now, right here is a pretty important play in the game. We're going to go for a Thunderbolt because nothing on his team wants to take it, particularly, and this is a roll. This will pretty much decide if I win the game. The roll is that it's about a 40% chance for me to kill right here with Thunderbolt. If I kill, I don't have to take a knockoff, I retain my Choice Scarf, I win the game. I can switch into Kecleon and change up my moves and things like that. So, we're just going to go for the Thunderbolt, and he's going to live on 1%, which is a little unfortunate because we are going to take a knockoff, and our Choice Scarf is now gone. Nothing on my team will outspeed the Mega Pinsir anymore besides the priority Shadow Sneak, so we're just going to U-turn out, kill off the Alomomola, and go into our Kecleon, but this is a great opportunity for him to go into his Pinsir, and his Pinsir is just going to clean up the game. So a little unfortunate we lost to the roll, but at the end of the day, Adam played terrifically. There's not much I could really do at this point. He made some great plays, we made some great plays. Overall, I felt like it was a pretty even match. Definitely one of the most difficult matches I've ever done in the League format. So we're just going to go for a Shadow Sneak and hopefully get off a ton of damage on the Mega Pinsir before it Mega Evolves. We'll be able to do a decent amount, but he's going to kill us off with a return, and there's no way we're outspeeding with the Jirachi. He's going to go for an Earthquake, and that is going to be the game, guys. GG to AdamTheBeesKnees. He played terrifically. So that brings us both to 1-1 because he actually did lose to Legend. And over on the other side, Legend is also 1-1. At this point, there is kind of a little bit of a weird thing going on with the other battler, and I'll explain that in the next video, so we won't worry about it here. But basically, myself, Legend, and AdamTheBeesKnees are all 1-1 at this point. So it's a tie game. It's down to the wire. This is a really close match so far. So, good game to AdamTheBeesKnees. 50 turns of a lot of different switches. We made some great doubles. He made some great plays, things like that. The Mega Pinsir is ultimately what wins him the game. And that is going to be it for this battle. So, if you guys did enjoy it, like and subscription would be much appreciated. Of course, we have our NPL battles that will stay going up for a while as long as we are in this tournament. Pokemon Glazed, at the time I'm recording this, has to once again kind of take a back seat because I'm struggling to get OBS to work and blah blah blah, things like that. So we have this series. We're probably going to start doing some Showdown Lives do some co-ops with some other YouTubers, things like that. So hopefully you guys will be seeing those soon. But anyways, if you did enjoy this battle, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Later.